who has a kid that is 1 year old, is in a marriage himself. And of course, like, we don't know all the facts yet.
Yeah.
So this is the final nail in the coffin for Miss Homewrecker.
Yeah, this is
proof.
This is bad.
The man is married.
Yeah.
You're married. What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
The man has a child.
And a wife.
So I already said supposedly Dalton was already seeing other people at the time. He's not with her in London filming. He's still in LA. And then we later find out supposedly in like late July, early August that Ethan was already over his relationship and he'd also been separated. But everyone keeps pointing out he's a 1 year old and he still like posted like a Mother's Day photo for her. He's like, me and this little guy love her so much. But even then you can still argue like that's just about her being the mother of his child, not necessarily being his wife.
Also, hadn't he been with his wife for over a decade?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also when his wife posted it was not a picture with Ethan, but a picture of like Happy Mother's Day or something.
And it was just the kid.
And Ariana commented with 2 hearts or something.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's rumored that, like, she's held the kid.
Yeah.
That her and Dalton were over into double dates.
I remember reading this. There was, like, she's not a girl's girl. She literally came over to my house. She, like, ate with me. Yeah. And she did this to me. I remember reading, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. So, the wife of Mr. Ethan Slater, I'm not going to say her name.
SquarePants.
Mr. SpongeBob. Mrs. SpongeBob. Goes on, basically says, like, she is a homewrecker. She's an awful person.
Not a girl's girl.
Doesn't call her a bitch, but does in other words. And says that, like, she's basically a homewrecker. And as of now, like, they've been kind of quiet, but I will say she did like his new Instagram post within a minute. So, Mr. SpongeBob has...
Those notifications are on.
And he is in a divorce as well. He filed in early September. Who knows if they're going to actually become like an official couple anytime soon.
No, it's crazy.
I think she can do better.
No,
you know how tall this man is?
It was at 5'6" or something.
I know she's like 5'1", but like...
She's tiny.
She is so small. Ethan Slater height. He's 5'7".
Okay, I was close. What's crazy to me, I remember people were circulating that meme of Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City, where it's Samantha, she's in character Samantha, and this random guy's calling her, and it's like, hello? It's over, I left my wife, we can finally be together.
Who are you?
Who is this? Who is this Ariana Grande in a couple weeks?
Yeah.
I was just, oh boy, you torpedo, I don't know what's going on, actually.
Oh,
I can't really comment, I don't know.
But...
She'll come back from this.
Yeah. So, you know, I just feel bad for the kid and the wife.
Yeah, that's who I really feel bad for.
But at the same time, like, I don't blame Ariana Grande at all. Like, it's just Ethan Slater maybe being like a really shitty man.
You could have rejected the advances and been with your wife. And even if he didn't cheat, you started divorce proceedings for someone. That's what this looks like. It wasn't like, oh, after having the kid, all of a sudden... Actually, it kind of happens a lot with relationships. Men, like, their wives get pregnant and then, like, they give birth and it's like, oh, you've changed. I don't like you anymore. This happens a lot with men in relationships, actually.
I also don't want to speak too much on straight people because I don't know y'all like that. But, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the relationship was maybe going down a bit before.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how many straight people, like, have children just to save marriages?
Oh, my God. I've seen scenes from a marriage. I've seen scenes from a marriage that happens.
And, like, maybe that could also be the case.
Because it could be a thing where he thought things were going wrong, never communicated this to his wife, and then she's a victim now, and she has a child that she has to take care of by herself.
And also, because this is still COVID times, and the filmmaking industry still takes it very seriously. It's not like he's seeing her like that.
Yeah.
Like, they are on set, COVID protocols, 12 hours a day next to each other, over and over again. Both of them are having marital problems. One is for sure separated at this time.
Yeah.
The other one maybe is or is not in proceedings to end that relationship. And they probably found comfort in being really talented individuals.
No, because I remember people were talking about, you don't understand
like theater. They have scenes together.
You don't understand the theater kid Riz of being a singular straight person
on that gay ass set.
Like, you don't understand, because as a theater kid, you would have to be... I remember somebody said you'd have to beat the girls off him with a stick.
Yes!
He's a good dancer and he can sing. Like, yeah, you might think his face is unattractive, but people in that community... Talent
in that setting matters.
Carries you so far. It's crazy. I know what my sister was seeing. That's all I can say. I know what she was seeing.
It's not out of the question.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah,
everyone wanted to call her homewrecker beginning in July. But I will say, we then got the best photos ever of her at Wimbledon the day after the news broke. With her and Jonathan Bailey, who plays Fiero. Great casting. And next to Andrew Garfield with no wedding ring. Mm-hmm. And she looked good. I just will say, like, I don't know. We don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
We don't. And I just say, like, I think, years from now, we'll look at Ethan Slater with side eye.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to look at Ariana Grande. Like, I think she's done, like, I don't think this is
funny thing
anything out of pocket. This is anything new. This literally happened, 5 years ago with Pete Davidson and Cassie David, supposedly. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just think that she needs to stop being a rebound.
Yeah.
Because those relationships clearly aren't lasting. Mm-hmm. And to choose better dick.
Because my thing is, I think of Elizabeth Taylor, other famous Hollywood cheers, and it doesn't, if you're talented enough and you haven't done anything super egregious, mm-hmm. people will forget. Arnold Schwarzenegger, do you remember what happened with him when he cheated on, it was found out that he had cheated on Maria Shriver with their maid, and he had he had a whole grown son, 16, with the maid that he had hidden for years. This came out
God.
over a decade ago. Do you remember this? Do you remember this?
Oh, I'm getting into it now.
Do you remember this? Former governor of California, married to Kennedy, Maria Shriver. Ooh, hints for an upcoming episode. Mm-hmm. Had an affair with the maid for, I don't know how long it lasted, but a child was the result of that affair. And he paid her hush money, paid for the child's education, I believed, as well. Child looks a lot like him, and this was a secret for a long time until it came out after.
His name is Joseph Bano, was the kid. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at a photo of him. Wait, he's like our age.
Yeah.
He's like was born
This came out after he was no longer governor. He had already served, I believe, his 2 terms as governor of California, and then this had come out. So not much happened to his political career, and then not much really. I mean, his acting career is already kind of on the downturn, and then the only thing I think he had after that was Terminator Genesis or something, and he doesn't really act much anymore. He just does a bunch of documentaries, and then is like, I'm vegan now, I think, and so whatever.
Wow. Do you remember that Patrick Schwarzenegger was the love interest in the Right There music video? But not Big Sean because of racism in 2013. Oh my gosh. Isn't that wild?
It is wild.
That he plays a priest in the music video, Big Sean. But Patrick Schwarzenegger plays Romeo. And honestly, good casting.
Chris Pratt's brother-in-law. Because he's married to a Kennedy, whatever her name, Sarah Schwarzenegger or something. He has a Catherine, they have a kid together.
Yeah. Speaking about homewrecker, that's Chris Pratt.
Did he cheat on Anna Faris?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I thought they just divorced or something.
No.
No, that's crazy.
I mean, if they didn't, I refuse to believe that. I don't like Chris Pratt.
That's crazy.
Wait, hold up. Catherine Schwarzenegger, homewrecker. Wait, see, we only want to use the term when, we don't like the woman.
Yeah, but men are... Because, going back to the Elizabeth Taylor, Eddie Fisher thing, you were a grown man with a wife and 2 kids. She was single and a widow at the time. She was in a very vulnerable situation.
You have a kid with disabilities. Also, remember, all the shade about him, talking about how healthy his new baby was? And how, stress-free, the birth was. And everyone thought that was, a diss at his kid.
Yeah, I don't like to speculate on that because, that's not that's just so... I hope he wouldn't be so mean as to do something like that.
Yeah, homewrecker accusations.
Oh, word? She has them too. But yeah, you usually want to call the woman a homewrecker when normally she's single and then probably in a vulnerable situation. Yeah. And then a man willing to leave sees, what is it like JFK and JFK and Clone High. Oh, Hawk, I hear the sound of a desperate teenage girl. I'm a sad, desperate, alone teenage girl. And then they go towards it. Oh my, it's have you seen the Carrie Fisher comedy special where she talks about her family life?
Oh, yeah.
The one where she's
it's a great special.
It's such a good special. Please watch it.
It's called Careless Drinking?
Yeah.
Wishful Drinking?
Yeah. And she talks about, yes. And so Liz had just been widowed. And then my dad, Eddie Fisher, decided to console her with his penis. And that's what men do. They think that'll fix them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what happens. That's probably what happened.
But I will say, just based on the examples, her star is always bigger than the woman wronged.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's the real thing about homewreckers. If you're, like, messing with the man of someone and, like, the woman who was the previous person in the relationship is more iconic, is a bigger deal than you are, like, at that point, I think the homewrecker term can be seen as valid. But Ariana Grande never crossed over any women that are, like, bigger than her. I mean, Cassie David, not on the same level. Naya Rivera was not.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of another real.
But I will say, like, for an example of this where it is bad, I think, like Robert Pattinson. Oh, I know, where is this?
Kristen Stewart? When Kristen Stewart cheated on
Becky
him
with the good hair. The Beyonce supposed thing.
Yeah.
We all hate that woman.
We don't even know. Okay.
I hate ghosts.
What is that?
I was, like, out in the hallway.
Girl, who was that? Anyway, sorry, y'all.
So sorry. Anyway,
what was that?
Becky with the good hair.
Remember when people were spamming Rachel Ray's Insta with bees because they thought it was
Rachel
Roy, but then it was Rachel Ray?
Yeah.
And then poor Rachel Ray, all she does is, well, her cooking show, her daytime show's ended now, but she just makes her nice little pans and cooks. Yeah. She didn't deserve that.
Not at all.
She didn't cheat. She didn't lure Jay's. She didn't cheat.
I mean, but also at the same time, like, Becky with the good hair did give us lemonade.
Yeah. So I gotta be grateful for that. You know, it's like,
and clearly Beyonce stayed.
And
she
it's
wanted
Jay-Z's
to make it
fault.
work.
It's Jay-Z's fault.
I did write in the Google Notes. The blame goes to Jay-Z.
The blame goes to Jay-Z. So it's always the man. Like, what? Yeah. You were in a relationship and you decided to break the vows you made.
Yeah, Monica Lewinsky and Bill.
Mm-hmm. And people blame Monica, but you're also, by the way, that gets me hot because Bill Clinton is a known serial sex pest. He has had multiple accusations of sexual assault.
Hi folks, Edit and Gloria here. Just want to make clear that these are all allegations that were made against Bill Clinton, and as of this recording, he has not been found guilty of these allegations, not getting added to that Clinton body count, just so we're clear. You can obviously go research them for yourself, and my opinions still stand. Thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Made against him before that when he was governor.
And Hillary stood by. She was
she
was the basis of the Good Wife.
She was literally like,
go back to Graham Phillips, the first relationship.
Oh my God.
It's all connected.
Have you seen that interview from the 90s? It was like, I'm not going to sing some Tammy Wynette song. I'm going to sit right here and stick by my man because she's a career woman. What does it look like for me to leave my husband in the middle of a literally, what do I look like leaving my man in the middle of an election? Because once again, she's thinking 10, 20, 30 years in the future and she wants to run for president again. I can't be a divorced freaking woman running for president later. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And maybe she's also a bird. She could also just be a bird. Like, that's always true. That's always true.
True.
And a terrible person. That as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's just what happens.
I don't think the homewrecker term really works in today's day and age. It's just so misogynistic. It just wants to blame the woman, but clearly it's always the man.
Because you should just say cheater.
I mean, you're the cheater.
You're a cheater.
Like, cheating is bad.
Because who was in the relationship at the time?
Like, Ariana Grande is like...
facts.
And they only call her homewrecker because she's not a cheater. She's just the other woman.
Yeah.
To quote Miss Lana Del Rey.
Because I was thinking of, with Angelina Jolie and
Jennifer Aniston.
Would you say Aniston was a bigger star at the time than Jolie?
I'm biased. I can't answer that because they don't like Jennifer Aniston. I mean, she was on Friends.
Rachel. She was like America's sweetheart at the time. And then Angelina.
What in America that was.
Before
America's Sweetheart, that's Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, you're right. But like before that, Angelina Jolie dated Billy Bob Thornton. They made such a weird couple. No, oh my gosh. Do you know this? That like Billy Bob Thornton, I think, was with Laura Dern at the time. And then it was alleged that Angelina, because Angelina also babysat her kids, I think. And then it was alleged that Angelina stole Billy Bob, I think, away from him. So she had allegations of also being, you're unlocking things out of my brain right now. It was alleged that she's also a serial homewrecker as well, but I don't care. Because she was also very young at the time. Also, Angelina was very, very much younger than Brad Pitt, or like, positions of power.
Wait, how much older is Brad Pitt than Angelina?
I think like about 12 years or something.
12
or 14 years older than her, I think.
Brad Pitt's 59. Angelina Jolie is... Girl, let me type.
It's like 12 or 14 years older than her, I believe.
Angelina Jolie.
if I'm not
She's
mistaken.
48. They're 11-year age difference. I did not know that.
Positions of power. She was very young on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Not very young, but like younger than him on the set